You're such an asshole.
So there's that thing called sympathetic pain, or maybe there's a more medical term for it. But you're watching a baseball game, and the third baseman takes a line drive to the nuts, or even worse than that, like that you are 200 yards away from the third baseman. You still like, oh. But if you ever watch them videos where athletes, again, running, whatever, steps the wrong leg and his leg just goes, and you're, oh, like you can't watch it. It's so painful. I'm tired. I have sympathetic beleaguerment. That's even a word. One guy sent me one article that I'm going to read, and the other was a video about a football player. I don't keep up with the social media. Some video is going around, is making the rounds of a retired football player, not like old, but just he doesn't play football no more, which those guys should still be young, but I guess the money's all gone. The cops, I think it was a webcam or a body cam of a cop, and he comes up, and the football player is like, well, who called you? What are you doing here? He says, it said the kids were calling us. What are you talking about? And the wife is going crazy. He's like, there's no money. She's always arguing. And I looked up the guy. I'm sure some of you in the audience knows who this guy is, but some football player married some hottie. It's like, oh, did the 10 go crazy? The 10 you married, the 10 you put the ring on went crazy. Interesting. No kidding. It took all the money. Huh. Who saw that coming? Maybe you could talk to the NBA players and ask them how many baby mama and child support checks they got to cut out per month. I always thought there'd be a great, and maybe there is. Maybe the jocks don't listen. There's a desperate calling, a huge market to be made for a asset manager of professional athletes, where it's like, okay, dumb shit. Yeah, I know you played college ball and you went to school to get your sociology degree. You're still a dumb shit. All right. So what we're going to do is, for a generous 3% annually of your money, of your assets, I'm getting paid. I'm going to put your money into a trust, or we're going to manage it, and you can't touch it, because I know you're going to be a dumb jamoke and go piss it away on cars you can't afford. You're going to get injured. You're going to get cut from the thing or whatever. And you think you have billions of dollars when you actually only have tens of millions. And it's put in an irrevocable trust, so you can't even access it yourself until you're 45 and your hormones calm the fuck down. They should. Somebody, not me, should do that. There you go. You become asset manager to the stars. Anyway, so here he is. And I was like, wow. You athletes work hard, man. They work hard. The training and the discipline, they work hard. And it's all gone. All gone. And he's miserable. Guys, you don't marry. No, we'll get to it. Don't worry, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. You never commit to 9s and 10s. Never. I think the hottest girl I dated was a 9. One of the hot. She wasn't the hottest girlfriend I had, but she was one of the hotter girls. Oh no, the cheerleader gal, the one from the Taiwanese billionaire family. No. Recreational purposes only. I'm not trying to be funny or edgy. I'm just trying to save you guys headache. So here, we're advancing. We're passing on the wisdom to you young boys. I do not like the Daily Mail, but this ironically has the least pop-up stories. It has the most information. So, take it with a cup of salt, but someone sent this to me. Multimillionaire biohacker Bryan Johnson, 45, furiously denies his ex-fiance's claim that he dumped her over breast cancer diagnosis. As he opens up about his 2 years of hell he spent fighting her $9 million lawsuit against him. This guy's in the middle of his prime, 45. That's generally when it starts. And you got to deal with this shit. I'd be curious if we did a chart, like Rollo's chart on power dynamics in the intersexual marketplace. But when you start getting hit with divorce and bullshit, where are you in your career? It's like, you need to be putting 50 to 60 hours a week in your career if you're on fire, if you're an executive level type. It's one thing if you got a nagging wife at home. It's another thing she's suing you for $9 million. 2 years of hell. 2 years. Someone's in your house and they're not on your team. Oof. $9 million lawsuit. Johnson, 45, was sued by his 37-year-old ex-fiancé, not even married, Taryn Southern, in 2021. She claims he displayed abusive behavior during their 3-year relationship. Really? What was it? What was the abusive behavior? Was it real abusive behavior? Was it, he didn't give me everything I wanted? Like financial abuse, which is opaque. The tech mogul accused her attorneys of trying to exploit his wealth. No. And keep in mind, I'm not even convinced either or on this. I didn't watch the video, but guys sent me the video. The video takes too long. I can't do video. Unless you want to pay me $200 to do a video response, because they all end up going over an hour. Multimillionaire Bryan Johnson said he's now free from a 2-long-year lawsuit, and his ex-fiancée had been ordered to pay him $500,000 after filing a lawsuit suing for $9 million. So he won. And now again, the Daily Mail is not real journalism, but this is a fact. He won. How bad was this girl? Johnson, 45, said that Taryn Southern, 37, accused him all sorts of, quote, perverse and abusive behavior during their 3-year relationship. So it was 3 years. Hang on. 3 years, 2 of which were hell. Which ended in 2019. Oh, so the 3-year relationship, maybe the past 2 years during the lawsuit were hell. So this is a 4-year thing. So this, okay, 3-year relationship. So it started in 2016. This is a 7 years. 7 years of bullshit. Guys, you can't. It wasn't a joke. It wasn't, clickbaity. It was a serious economic analysis I did on the Book of Numbers. I wanted to know what the ROI was on the pursuit of women so that you boys would more intelligently pursue women in a cost-effective manner that wouldn't destroy life. Yes, I know this is the internet. This is celebrity kind of celebrity adjacent world. I know they're not guys. 7 years. You really don't have 7 years to be wasted on the wrong girl. You don't. Not to mention the law. I'm not even talking about the lawsuit or the money involved or all that. I can't imagine having a quarrelsome wife. Oh. In court documents seen by Daily Mail, the biohacker alleged that his former partner made an extraordinary demand that he pay her $9 million or else she would sue and disparage him publicly. It's all up. Well, it's not all about the money. It's about you being a tall, good-looking man too. It's about the dick too. But right next, close to that, is the money. Now, a 16-minute video posted on YouTube. Johnson, who made headlines for his quest to reverse his age, recalled the moment he found out his ex-fiancée was suing him. I was in this state of paralysis I've never experienced before, the biotech millionaire said. Scrolling. Is he really a millionaire? Is he? Or is he just like doing zany things and has funding up to millions of dollars? The lawsuit first filed in 2021 with Southern claiming the father of 3 kicked her out of the home. Yeah, and he's got kids on top of that. They shared in LA and reneged on their separation deal after she was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2019. He had to get a cohabitation agreement? Andrew at Legal Mindset was telling me about this, where there's like palimony is the thing now. You're going to have to pay some kind of palimony. Where the hell did that come? Where's that written in the law? That's just how judges feel right at that moment in time. You girls I had a theory, and I don't know if it's theory or law, and I'm not totally sure how much I believe in. You could see it happen in instances. I don't think it's necessarily universal. But this is another little bit of evidence. All interactions with women must be compensated. All interactions with women, you have to pay a price. All. Reneged on the separation. They weren't married. They were just engaged. I don't even know if the separation deal, like, when did that come into play? Was it before you were engaged? Was it while you were dating? You're not even married, and a separate that's not a I don't think that's the same as a prenuptial agreement. You have a separation deal. I know a guy who had to go like get a special lease because his girlfriend wanted to live with him. And like if she had kids with him, like I'm never getting married. If we have kids, I get the child. Like all this shit. Because we have to coddle you like little children. Because you don't know. You don't know. I'm sorry, ladies. 95% of you could be wonderful, upstanding women, and you would never do that. Too bad. 5% of you would. And again, it's not like, oh, I wore the blue shirt when I should have wore the red shirt. I guess I have a microscopically more sucky day than not. It's your children are gone and $9 million lawsuits, although that's more rare, but much more commonly, oh, you get to pay alimony and give us the house. Fuck you, said the men's to the women's. Get fucked. I love all the fanfare and girls. It's like, I don't know. Oh my God, what do men want? And like all this terabyte of data and videos and trillions of words and hundreds of billions of humans of hours. It just can't. It's just so confusing. Why can't I find it? Where's the guy? Hey, how about you stop it with the fucking butchering divorce laws? The life-destroying divorce laws. And then we're like, okay, clever idea. We just won't get married. Well, technically common law. Okay, we just won't live in those states. Well, actually palimony. Okay, separation agreement. Well, actually she could still sue you. Fuck. I mean, there should be a handle with care. It's like Homer Simpson in the nuclear plant, just with the gloves on, holding the plutonium the shielded glass container. Ladies, pursuing you or interacting with you cannot cost men their lives. There's your answer. We have to have food, clothing, and shelter to live, not even to enjoy life, just to live. It would help if you stop voting in politicians to take about 40% of our income. When you consider all the different taxes and everything, not to mention inflation, it'd be helpful if you stopped it. But Jesus Christ, I know a guy who in part got fired. He didn't even ask the girl out. He had extra tickets to an event. His group wasn't going to use his, hey, does your group or do you want these tickets? She filed a complaint with HR. Go fuck yourselves. It doesn't take 95% of you. It just takes 1 or 2 or 3. And it wasn't like, oh, well, hey, she's a little, just be careful around her. Oh, you're fired. Why aren't men mentoring us anymore? A real Scooby-Doo mystery. Separation deal after she was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2019. That's not a good thing that she's died. We don't begrudge her that. Here you go, Southern, a film director and tech artist. Lazy, unemployable, worthless bum. Lazy person. Don't tell me you were work. Don't tell me. Do not tell me. Let me guess. Your degree was in work avoidance too. Alleged. Here. This is the web. Don't walk down. Don't walk into that web. Here's the web. Is this amorphous? Is this Orwellian enough for you? Unjust enrichment. What the fuck is that? False promise and intentional infliction of emotional distress? This is California. Intentional infliction of emotional. What is emotional distress? I'd rather you handle a nuclear isotope. Honest to God. However, the millionaire said he was so confused after reading the 13-page letter with the lawsuit and claimed he had always treated his former fiancée well. This is a person whom I once had the most beautiful relationship with, and now she was unrecognizable to me. That scares me, man. Like one day she's normal, and the next day, weak. They can't keep up the facade. That happened to a couple guys I know. Where it was an act, and then blam. One day, not even necessarily after she ate the wedding cake. It was blam. Although there have been instances where I've heard horror stories where the the honeymoon and time to have sex. They're like, oh, we don't do that anymore. Christian families. Oh, shocking. My accuser sent me a letter on September 2020 where she praised my integrity. She spoke about our shared love and emphasis, the reciprocal care that we'd shown for each other. He added, flashing a copy on the screen. The anti-aging millionaire said he was advised to settle so the situation remained private. Here we go. This is what you guys got to do more of. I was told to not to take this into the public sphere because one's reputation can be eternally tarnished. Fuck that shit. I'm done with this shit. I mean, no, no, you're not getting a 9. We're not settling. No. It's very hard to come back from and it felt devastating to me. The accusations felt like an injustice. He explained in the video. Johnson said after receiving the letter, he was at loss as to what to do next, saying he felt a firm conviction that he needed to stand up for himself. Yeah. He looks youngish. I mean, I'm kind of curious what his technology is about. And I know I have a picture of a crazy woman up there, but she doesn't look crazy. I mean, she's thin and attractive. I mean, she was probably what the baby rabies are kicking in. I don't know. I'm sorry. I just don't trust overly attractive women. I really don't. I just don't. Ironically, I'm going on with Mike Sartain here in about an hour. I need to take this course, and now 2.5 years later, it finally happened, wrapped up, but it's been devastating. It's been costly. It's been stressful, he said. In the clip, Johnson had written out what his ex-fiancée accused him of doing, reading into the cabin. She threatened to make public accusations about me unless I paid her $9 million in 1 week. He continued reading from an A4 piece of paper. 2 days later, the judge ordered her to pay me $500,000 for the fee. He then said there was insufficient evidence to support the claims, accusing the lawyers of trying to take advantage of her vulnerabilities, exploit his wealth, and claimed they tried to make him look like a monster. Global media ate it up, he said, on March 31st, 2023, after extensive motions and depositions. Discovered the arbitrator dismissed all our causes of action that had been referred to arbitration and ordered that my accuser pay me $500,000 to reimburse attorney's fees I've been forced to spend defending my innocence. The ruling and award were confirmed by an active Superior Court judge. He continued. Most hurtful part was the way Southern spoke about the relationship in ways that were unrecognizable to him, always buying her lots of cute things. All right, I could go on, and we got that. Let me explain something here. Okay. Oh, come on, close. There you go. There you go. Guys, life is too short for this shit. There's two sides to every story. And again, I said I don't have a horse in this race. What did he say? I mean, he obviously had his evidence. The court seemed to go more along with his story. So I guess the needle kind of points to him. Maybe he misled her and said, yeah, I'll take care of you, baby, but really didn't. Maybe she acted crazy. He says, nope, separate, whatever. It doesn't matter where the truth lies. Is this shit worth it? Especially if you're richer, guys. This is why you guys are dumbasses if you flaunt your wealth. Do not flaunt your wealth. Do not let women know you. But Cappy, how do I get the girls on? You act, okay, you make your 100,000 or whatever. You tell her you make 100,000, but then you're very frugal and like, yeah, man, rent is, they're not going to audit your personal income statement. They're going to look at your tax returns. Dude, between rent and all, I got a sick mother, whatever. Okay. That's how you kind of enough wealth to flaunt to like, okay, I'm not a loser. But if you have millions, you don't tell girls this. And the reason why is exactly what's happening. Do you think this was fun for him for the past 3 years? Now, thankfully, he got his money back. Maybe he won't get his money back because, of course, she doesn't have no money. But do you think the time he put into it, do you think that's at all worth it? The emotional stress, all that? And this guy wasn't even married. He was engaged. They were probably cohabitating, and it doesn't sound like it was in a common law state. And he even had a separation agreement, and he still had to go through this shit. Ladies, instead of you screaming at the internet about how all men are jerks and pigs and don't trust and pining, you really ought to get on the real damage, the real thing throwing the quality men away. What do you think? Millionaire men aren't looking at this right now saying, oh, fuck. Why can't I get a rich alpha man to commit? Well, here's exhibit A, ladies. If you really wanted to get a man, you'd be going after this girl saying, knock that shit off. Or at least saying, well, this isn't fair. Oh my God, we really kind of have our criticisms about men. We wish they do these certain things, but oh my, instead of like, you get your bag, slay queen, you go, get him, get. It's like, what was the movie where the fans are so enraged and into the fight? I think it was like a fight, like a boxing match. Like, kill him, kill him. Not married. Separation agreement. I guess you don't need a prenuptial agreement. And this still happens. I'm going to say it again. Ladies, interacting with you cannot cost men their lives. It just can't. It can't cost them their careers. It can't cost them. Now, I understand. Okay. If there's a crime committed, like forcible bedroom, not fun time, all right, I get it. And certain times, if a guy is drunk or being an idiot, who's been there, all right. Although I don't even know if people put hands on asses anymore in the nightclubs. I really don't know. All right. Should that happen? No. The guy who asks you out at work, okay, a couple times more than that. Okay. Yes, there should be some form of discipline or society checking that individual, but it can't. Well, okay. If it's a no joke, forcible bedroom, not fun time, put that fucker in jail. Got it. I get it. All right. But if it's just normal everyday interaction, like getting married shouldn't destroy a man. It just shouldn't. Getting engaged shouldn't destroy a man. Dating a woman shouldn't destroy a man. Asking a girl out, asking a girl, hey, we got extra tickets. This shouldn't destroy a man's career or their life or impoverish them. And because ladies, whether you like it or not, there's one thing men want more than sex, and that's to live. Barely. Men. I mean, the classic Futurama, snoo or death. Bye, snoo. And they didn't know, like, oh. But if push comes to shove, ladies, men need to live. And if it's like you can get pussy and die or be crippled financially or whatever, or you can work and have money and then not starve and be poor, but you're going to have to forfeit the pussy. A lot of guys like, man, especially if they're poor or younger, like, man, I need what money I got. And then the really rich men, you keep seeing this, you keep sacrificing, you keep crucifying rich men. Mackenzie Bezos taking half of Jeff's shit? Get the fuck out of here. The gal went after the guy. It was overseas, but still, the guy, she was Spanish, he was Moroccan. He put all the money, he was the soccer player, put all the money in his mom's name. She tried to assume there was no money. And now, that's what stood out to me. Engaged in cohabitating. No. I said it about a year or two ago because I was inspired by a friend of mine whose wife came back to him after she divorced him. She came groveling back. He says, nope, separate houses and we can have sex, but we are not boyfriend and girlfriend. And there's another guy I know out in this direction where his wife lives over there across the street. He lives over there across the other street, and they can hang out, but nope. No, it's done. And that is the future. Having separate residences and dating. That's as good as you girls are going to get. And the idea now that men can just say, yeah, I'm dating other women and we can, no, you can date other guys. You're never going to get that commitment. Never. Not from quality men who make good money anyway. You cannot make it cost a man his life or livelihood or finances to interact with you. And until that, guys got to live. Go familiarize yourself with Maslow's hierarchy of needs, ladies. Go familiarize yourself with that. There we go. All right, we got to go quickly to the super chat. Oh, link below if you don't believe me. A World Without Men and an Economic Analysis of an All-Female Economy. Please go read through that so you know exactly where we're all standing. Ladies, I wrote it for women too, if you want to be like, oh shit, maybe I should date a plumber. I don't think women are going to be the larger reading group of that, but men, please go read it so you stop feeling like shit about you. When they say they don't need you, they don't know it, but they're wrong. It's a lie. And it's going to be fun times going forward. So take a look at my economic forecast there. And then also the book of numbers, analyzing the ROI in the pursuit of women. It's even worse now. That book came out 3 years ago, and I'm like, this is pretty bad. It's pretty bad. So you guys understand, these girls are not that interested. They are not. Take the wool out of your eyes, guys, and start looking at this shit. I know this is one data point. I know it's glorified. I know it's multimillionaire and Hollywood adjacent. I understand that, but look at where his separation agreement got him. All right, let's go to super chats real quick. Then I got to go. Wisco Nomad, $2. Cohabitation sucks, makes me lazy. Don't become lazy, Wisco. You owe it to the girl to stay in shape. Reed Schwartz at $5. Saw Die Hard. Wondered if the Society for Magical Negroes will make more money than Die Hard. I'm definitely looking overseas. You have to. I thought that show was going to be on. It's like a comedy show. It's not a movie. It's like African Kung Fu Nazis. There's an actual movie called that. I'm like, okay, tell me more. All right. I'm listening. And then the Society of Magical Negroes, I was like, I'm like, not necessarily. If the Wayans brothers did it, I'd be all over that shit. But I guess it's just woke trash. It's like, okay. You know, White Girl. Do you guys remember White Girls from the Wayans brothers? Never mind. You guys missed out on that. It was the 90s. It was a good time. And then I think, what was it? Endymion did a review. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm definitely looking overseas. You have to. Yeah. Reed Schwartz at $5. Reality men aren't going to believe women anymore. Better a few bad men get away than an innocent man's life be destroyed. Yeah, but what's a bad? See, I don't want to like. I want Raisinist. I want him killed, frankly. You know, it's kind of like they payday files. I want them dead too. All right. But you got to get a rental agreement. That's not worth $9 million. AGB, $5. There's no business more lucrative for a woman than finding the right man to sleep with. Instant bailout for all past financial mistakes. Well, it is a financial incentive. There's no doubt about it. I don't even fault women for necessarily going that route. But I guess, ladies, could you just knock it off with the facade that somehow there's love or romance or dating and commit? Just knock it off. Jeremy Lewis, $5. She wants a man with muscles and money who has a quirky hobby that she could say she's in love with to avoid looking shallow for wanting the muscles and money. I have no problem with women wanting muscles and money. Why wouldn't a woman want a guy with money? Obviously. But when it goes beyond he can financially take care of himself and me, and he's responsible, and we could provide stability for the family. When it goes into, I want baubles and trinkets and shiny shit so I could brag to women that I'm queen bee. Materialism, that's bullshit. I don't know. How's it going, ladies, without having men in your life? You're still complaining that you can't make ends meet with the government and white collar work and student loans and or college degrees and student loans to pay for your college. What happened? Coyote, $10. As you said, dating is no longer men's problem to solve. It isn't. It really isn't. Men are willing to come to the table, but the microscopic and limitless number of hoops and requirements men must satisfy. No, look, I have to work. So another thing is, I don't think women realize there's a feasibility, a possibility, limit they're running into. The men can't physically do what you want. There is not enough time in the world to do all this shit. You want a good man. I don't think you know what that word means. You don't know what a good man. You really don't. You mean a good man, like a good man, especially age adjusted, a good man who's 27, has his own place, is just starting to save money for retirement, is beginning to gain some traction in his career, and he doesn't own a fucking Ferrari. That's a good man who doesn't rely on his parents or the government to bail him out. But that's, I know that's not good in their mind. Reen Schwartzer, $5. Got asked out by a girl, said sure, still got stood up. That's fun. She asked you out, she still stood you up. Yeah, girls, it's all you. Thought I got one hit, the ball back, and still no. You know what, Reen? What's funny is you put the laughy face at the end of it. When I was younger, in the before the internet days, you thought, what's wrong with me? Go read my post. What was it? December 25th, 1993. I think that's the title of the post. Go look it up. Read it. It's not us. It's not. Exhibit 43,287,117 and subsection A. Here it is. Gunfighters, North Carolina? Inc. Sorry. $10. What terrifies me the most is all any woman needs to do is crush a man anymore. Is accuse him of some sort of assault. Right. And it doesn't have to be valid. And what really concerns me is that emotional distress. No. Men need to live. I would say men also need to strive and survive and excel. And women should help you do that, not become an impediment to that. And it just, no. It's not a joke. Did you read? Emotional distress. So any bullshit she could fart out of her asshole, anything. And then all the way, oh, you better settle. Men should just not settle. We're never settling. Nope, we're not. Not happening. We're all going to court. We're all doing our videos. Forum, 5 Canadian, doing vids during your toy making. Good one. Good one, Forum. Are you in the Christmas spirit? What don't you like about? I got my Nakatomi shirt on. Doing vids during your toy making break. Santa loves a dedicated elf. Yes. All right. There you go. I will be over at, I got to go. Check out the Mike Sartain's podcast. Link below, the book of numbers, analyzing the ROI in the pursuit of women. Please, gentlemen, read that before you start taking dating serious. And A World Without Men, an analysis of an all-female economy. Please read that as well. And things will become much more clear as to how much what do women want out of men? Boom. Right. I know it's not the main thesis, but I had to talk about it. What women want out of men, it's in A World Without Men. That's what women want out of men. Go read it. All right. I'll see you guys later. Toodles.